Why is the Ministry of Education suggesting a new curriculum to be done in A-Level? Welcome to my channel, Mr. Jackson Educates. In 2020, the Ministry of Education rolled out a new curriculum, which is a competence-based curriculum to replace the knowledge-based curriculum that was being taught in the O-Level in the Ugandan schools. So what happens, they found out that the curriculum which the learners were doing in the past, which was the knowledge-based, wasn't effective enough to train learners who are going to be learners that are going to come out of school and actually add value to the community. Learners were doing more of cramming, but they never had tangible skills. So that forced the Ministry of Education to approve the NCDC, which is the body concerned with developing curriculums in Uganda, the National Curriculum Development Center, to develop a new curriculum for O-Level. Now that curriculum was done between 2020 and now 2024, the first bunch of learners to do the new curriculum in O-Level were assessed. The question has been, are the learners that did the old curriculum, the learners that did the new curriculum in O-Level, are they going to come in A-Level and do a knowledge-based curriculum right from a competence-based into a knowledge-based? So there was a gap, and many questions have been raised by the different stakeholders in the education sector, parents, teachers, the Ministry of Education, the different stakeholders. So the Ministry of Education approved the NCDC to go ahead and work on the new curriculum for A-Level, so that the learners from O-Level who have been doing a competence-based curriculum can continue with a competence-based curriculum in A-Level as they prepare for their university studies. Now, today I want to take you through what the new curriculum is going to look like, what the new A-Level curriculum is going to look like. This is what is being discussed in the behind scenes, and soon it's going to be approved and it's going to be active in our schools in Uganda. I have looked at these suggestions, I have looked at these amendments, and trust me, it's the future. It's what we have been waiting for all this time in our education system as a Ugandan. I'm very excited, and as I'm an educator, I really want to say kudos to the Ministry of Education. I want to say kudos to the NCDC for coming up with these arrangements. So I'm going to share with you my screen so I can show you a full detail of what it's going to look like. Please come with me as I take you through this presentation. So here we go. So this is the A-Level transitional curriculum that is being suggested by the Ministry of Education through the NCDC. That is likely to be studied by our learners in 2025. So I'm going to take you through the presentation real quick. Okay, so what are we to expect? A world where education system constantly evolve. Uganda is not an exception. The proposed review, the advanced level curriculum, is a significant step towards aligning the country's education framework with global trends. So basically they're trying to make our curriculum relevant in our today's changing world. But what are we going to expect in this new curriculum? So they're showing us here that the curriculum which we have been doing, the old curriculum actually, it is rooted in the 1963 Castle Education Commission. The existing curriculum is also criticized for being content heavy and outdated and exclusive. Basically, the curriculum which we have been doing, it has not been relevant. It has been actually outdated. Some of the content has been irrelevant, and that's one of the reasons why the National Curriculum Development Center is going to be coming up with a new curriculum which is going to be practical, that is going to empower learners with practical skills which they are going to need to come up with new ideas, to be innovative, and to come up with value addition in their communities. Basically, that's it. Now, what is the purpose of the review of the old curriculum? It's to integrate essential skills, values, and attitudes. Also, it's to update the teaching methodologies. This new curriculum is going to aim at updating the teaching methodologies, integrating essential skills values and attitudes. Also aligning A-level curriculum with the national lower secondary curriculum. Like I told you, the graduates from the old curriculum, which is competence-based in O-level, they are going into A-level. So that means that A-level needs to have a new curriculum so that there is an alignment between A-level and O-level that may bring about a smooth transition for our learners from O-level into A-level. That's the purpose why they reviewed this curriculum. Also, we want to introduce, or the government wants to introduce, school-based assessments. The government also, through the Ministry of Education, wants to introduce significant focus on vocational studies. Learners to come out of secondary education when they have attained a skill that they can use in real life situations. So the underlying philosophy of A-level education, the philosophy driving this reform is to create a well-rounded, patriotic and morally upright citizen. This individual will be a critical thinker. That's the learner we are looking at, a graduate from A-level. Inventive, enterprising, and an inquirer who can make informed judgments and offer innovative solutions to the challenges. That's what the government is looking at. Our learners to think critically, to reason out precisely, so that they can be problem solvers, they can be innovators, because the way the world is going, we really need thinkers, and that's one of the underlying philosophy. Those are some of the underlying philosophies of the A-level education we are looking at in the future. So what are the purposes of A-level learner, the proposed A-level learner profile? What should a learner look like in A-level after graduating from this new curriculum? The learner is envisioned to be a knowledgeable and effective communicator, to be a leader with leadership skills, to be a team player and technological survey. One who can use technology. That's the learner the education system in Uganda is looking at moving forward. They will respect diverse opinions and engage in lifelong learning. A learner who will be self-taught, a self-study kind of a learner who can teach themselves something without the help of a teacher. So the changes which are going to be happening in this new curriculum, or the changes which are likely to happen to the A-level curriculum, there is a transition from objective-based curriculum to competence-based curriculum. The old curriculum of all A-level has been about knowledge. Learners acquiring a lot of knowledge. It's going to be no more that way. So the learner is going to be more of learning competencies, learning skills. So learners, the new curriculum also, the change which is coming up in the A-level curriculum, it's going to be a learner-centered approach, where the learners are the center of the study. I really love this because learners, actually, they are the biggest stakeholders in education. So they really need to be given an opportunity to express themselves. So the learners are going to be at the center of education. That is going to bring us to a learner-centered kind of approach to create your own or choose a topic that interests you. So learners are no longer going to study things out of compulsion. They are going to choose things that interest them and things that they have strengths in. Also, the curriculum will also see the introduction of vocational studies and the contemporary studies, emphasizing practical skills, introducing school-based assessments, which will account for 20% of the final grades, integrating ICT in all subjects. Oh, this really sounds very, very good. So the proposed subjects at A-level, we're going to have humanities, which will encompass CRE, IRE, and geography. Sciences will have mathematics, physics, chemistry. Vocational studies will include ICT, arts and design, and entrepreneurship. Then events to create your own or choose a topic that interests you. Then languages, we shall have foreign languages like Swahili, even local languages here like Luganda. Those are some of the subjects they will be teaching. The things that the learner is likely to learn in the area of contemporary studies. The learner is likely to learn things like financial literacy. The learner is likely to learn things like leadership. The learner is likely to learn things like ICT and personal development. After the core subjects, there are going to be contemporary subjects. Now, contemporary subjects are basically meant to empower a learner, to give a learner a cutting edge, so they are a complete all-round 360 learner at the end of the day. The contemporary studies, they will include also things like climatic change, ethics, sustainable development, and so on and so forth. Now, what are the implications of the A-level curriculum? The review, alongside the ongoing Education Review Commission, calls for harmonization with pre-service teachers training program and ensuring ICT accessibility. This new curriculum is going to need teacher training. Most of the teachers the learning in A-level has been more of teacher-centered, and now we are moving away from the teacher-centered kind of approach to the learner-centered kind of approach. And these teachers have not been used to that kind of approach, so they are going to need a lot of training. We have teachers that cannot use ICT. They lack ICT skills. So we're going to need a lot of training in that area so our teachers can be empowered and be able to teach this curriculum as it comes to the learners. So basically, that is it about the new A-level curriculum. In case you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer you back. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video very helpful, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. See you in the next video.